Welcome to Ask Mr. Locksmith. I've been looking at my comments and I'm going to do videos to answer the comments. I try to answer as many as I can, some of the questions. Sometimes it's just easier just to do a video and say, look at the video. So this is Ask Mr. Locksmith. One of the questions I get all the time is, what is the best residential deadbolt? In my opinion, it's the Schlage, or let's say Schlage, Schlage, S-C-H-L-A-G-E, the Schlage B60N. It's a fantastic deadbolt, especially if you get it, what they call the classic keyway, the SC1 or the C keyway in classic. This is a great deadbolt. It's for residential. I have better deadbolts for what I like for more heavy duty applications, but if you want something that's probably the best residential deadbolt, there's absolutely no comparison, and I'll put the side by side in another video. We'll have their contenders like the quick set and whatnot available at your local home hardware stores. But the Schlage B60N, in my opinion, is one of the best deadbolts, dollar for dollar out there. The quality is fantastic, and the key is great, the lock is great. This is not going to fall apart in 1 to 5 years. This will be a lock that'll be on your door for quite a number of years. Let's just see what we got here. Off the bat, it's a 6-pin keyway. So this is the C keyway of the SC1. So this is right off the bat, 6-pin. Gee, that's pretty good out of the box. Most residential are 5-pin. This is a 6-pin out of it. Let's see what we got here. So this will be, now this has an interesting bolt. Let's pull the bolt out. The bolt is adjustable. Your most common from the edge of the door to the center hole is either 2 3/8 or 2 3/4. And one of the biggest calls I have at nighttime or even daytime is saying, I bought a new lock and it's too short. Just read the instructions, or this one's quite simple, just twist it. Now, occasionally we get the 5-inch back sets, and that's a topic for another video, but this is the most common, is 2 3/8, 2 3/4. Now what's really good with this one, it comes with a kit. So I can change the faceplate here to fit, whether it's a drive-in, this is a rounded edge. Right off the bat, it'll do rounded edges, square, and drive-in. So I can just take off the little faceplate here and change it to whatever I have. So the drive-in is just where they just drill a round hole, put it in. Beveled edges, we're seeing a lot of doors come like this from the factory, and the squared off. Now this is such a simple install. Don't throw this away. These are 3-inch screws. Go on the frame of the door, and you just put in these 3-inch screws, and it really makes the door harder to kick in, the frame harder to kick in. So your door usually gives way first. And we have lots of videos on how to secure your doors. But out of the box, 3-inch screws, nice plate. If you put this in, it should catch the stud, make the frame way harder to kick in. It's got lots of options on this, so I'm quite impressed. It's not pickable, but it's such a good quality lock. It can be difficult to pick. When we go to, if it's a Wiser or Quickset lock or Laughing, we're gonna pick it in less than 2 minutes, usually, unless there's other problems. When you come across and you see the Schlage sign on the door, you're going, okay, I'm gonna have to hustle. Now the commercial grade stuff this uses what they call the classic keyways. So this is a C keyway or an SC1. And that's the residential versions. The commercial versions come with probably over 100 different types of cylinders, ranging from the classic up to what they call the Everest and up to the Primus. The Primus is their high security locks that are rated, real ratings as pick resistant. And even the plain key that comes with it, they call the Everest, which is the C123 or the C129. Boy, those are hard to really pick. I know we're talking about the best residential lock, so this is the B60N, and out of the box it comes with a 6-pin. Now I've seen 5-pin on these, so this is unusual. So it's a 6-pin Schlage keyway, C or SC1 or classic. Pretty simple, and it's got a spacer as well. So I'm just going to keep so we measure from the edge of the door. You can see this is that too short? Now we say, I think this says on it says top, so we know have top. Sometimes you say Mickey Mouse ears. See there's the Mickey Mouse ears, but it says top, so we know this is top. But let's take a look at, see when this is too short? it's not going to go in. And this is such a common, people call us with this problem, it's too short. So this is adjustable, thanks, quick, easy. It even says top. There's a 2 3/4. Well, and stay tuned to the end. I'll show you a little bonus thing that they have. Now, the other problem people have when they install these, they go too crazy. They just crank these down, and it just puts a bad twist on everything. Now, the other thing to make sure when you install your deadbolt that it always goes together perfect. This works for the good quality locks. The offshore stuff is another dog's breakfast. When you put it on, have the bolt with the door open, of course, have the bolt out, then key out. Don't put the key in. The other problem people do is they put the key in. Bolt out, key out, and then this goes together absolutely perfect every time. So you just put the tailpiece. Now this is what we call a lazy tailpiece. See, it just turns a little bit. Don't play with anything on here. Some of the big problems we have is people start pulling these apart. Watch other videos on how to rekey these. So the tailpiece just goes in perfect. Lock up. Remember, key out. The thumb turn. Now this is a single cylinder deadbolt. The thumb turn will go on. And usually when this is aimed this way, it's locked. You can look at it from a distance. When it's aimed that way, it's unlocked. Just pull it back a little bit. Just put the screws in. And what you usually want to do is just start the screws. These are pretty good locks, so they're not going to cross thread easily, but just get it started, each side started. Just get it started. And then, again, we just want these snug. We don't want to crank them down. If you have a metal door, wood is a little bit better. It's not better, it's just less likely to. The big problem is on some of the metal doors, when you tighten these down really tight, it pulls the metal in, and then this will bind. So you see, this is absolutely perfect. We have this, everything's running really good. Turns nicely, and if we use the key, check it before you lock yourself out, and it's perfect. And make sure you take the key out. Lock it, take the key out. Then you know it's locked. Unlock it, take the key out. If that all works, the lock will be absolutely perfect. Why is this the best residential? The quality is light years. And I'll do a comparison in another video coming up. I'll show you one of the most popular locks out there is the Quickset Deadbolt. Whether you get the pin tumbler, Quickset, or the smart key, you'll see the difference in the quality. There's no comparison between the two. I like this for residential. Even though I have the habit of more putting commercial on our residential customers, this lock is a great lock for the price. It's fantastic. It's got the tapered, it's extremely difficult to pick or bump. I shouldn't say extremely difficult. It's not rated as pick resistant, so let's put it into reality here. Most locks are different ranges of being able to pick. But this compared to a Quickset or other locks, this is going to be way tougher to pick. And if you ask a reputable locksmith, they will say, if they're honest, that the Schlage are difficult to pick. It's got a good quality 1-inch deadbolt, a good quality cylinder. Everything on this is very close to the commercial grade stuff. This is not going to fall apart in 5 years or even 10 years. This is going to be a good lock. One little side piece. If the lock, when it's opened, is working perfect with the key and with the lock, when you close the door, try it from the inside first. It should just be nice and smooth like this. If it's sticking, then you either have a strike. Usually it's the strike is out of whack, or it could be the door frame. But usually, sometimes you may have to adjust on the frame, you may have to adjust the strike. And if you look at my favorite locksmith tool is the lipstick, and you can see why. So watch that video. I'll put a link to it, why this can help you if it's sticking. Once everything's perfect, when the door's open, the lock is perfect, you close the door and it's catching or it's not locking. And I'll show you how to fix that in another video. Now, as a side bonus, they also have the B60 is in a what we call Wiser Keyway or a W1 So it's not the quickset keyway. So this is a thicker key than the quickset key, the KW1. So this is a wiser, they call it a Falcon. And in this case, they have a 5-pin in here, and it's the same bolt. It's just the keyway is different. So they put, everything's the same, except for they have a wiser key. And I think that's the only two versions they come in. They come in the classic SE1, and they come in, they call it the Falcon, or I call it the Wiser. That's the most popular. Not popular in the US, extremely popular in Canada is the Wiser Keyway. So I think that's why they came out with this one. It's okay. I'd rather have especially this. This is a 6-pin real Schlage cylinder, and then we have this 5-pin Wiser. I bet you that'd be extremely easy to pick. So between the two, this one's going to be really going to give us the run for the money. This one's going to pick in under 2 minutes, and we'll have other videos on that. Why is this the best residential deadbolt? It's good. It's good quality. It's extremely good lock. I like it. I would install this on anybody who wants it. If they wanted a less expensive deadbolt, this is about as low as I will go. And this is extremely good quality. I don't like installing quicksets, residential, none of their residential locks I like. Zero. The Yale, not that much better. Now we'll do a comparison. This is B60N. I'll grab some more of the in the big box hardware stores. I'm going to have a comparison. We'll pick up a bunch of them. We'll take a look. But this is the best residential deadbolt available at the moment. Please subscribe. Put your comments below, what you don't like, what you think is better, and I will respond. Sometimes I try to respond online, but we're going to start making a video response to a lot of the questions. So it's going to be Ask Mr. Locksmith. Please put your question